here. So, one of the areas that Erdc really helps us out with is understanding structures, and in particular when we start talking about bridging. And so the Geotechnical and Structures Laboratory.
Yes, sir.
So Lee, how are you? Nice to see you. So you guys want to talk a little bit about what the lab does, and then we'll talk about some of the things that are going on in the field.
So our Geotechnical Structures Lab focuses on the materials and protective solutions for soldiers, our power projection type research that works for projecting getting the troops to the fight and sustaining in the fight, and sensing in those environments, both subterranean and deep sensing type research in those areas. So, we have worked continuously through Iraq and Afghanistan and continue to push that research into the next generation and next areas of research that we've got out there. So some of the work we've done in the past had to do with protective structures for the soldiers that they were dealing with in COIN operations. So, you've got a large steel structure here that's part of the wall protective
so let me
solutions.
just stop you right there. So we're in Iraq and Afghanistan. We're building some major bases, mess halls, places where soldiers congregate. It really was Erdc that helped us understand how we could make those more survivable to indirect fire. You guys did tremendous work, and there's no telling how many lives you saved through your taking hard engineering, making it applied engineering,
Yes, sir.
and then making it fieldable engineering.
Yes, sir.
Really incredible work.
Yes,
And that's kind of what we're talking about here.
Yes, sir. And so we're pushing that into a material science research where you've got molded plastic material with carbon fiber implanted
so
into it.
this is metal, but now we're getting into composites.
Into composites, where it's third of the weight and like 3 times the strength of the old metal pieces. So how can we continue to push that envelope out there to make it easier, lighter for the soldiers, and still provide them even better protective type solution into the future? We're looking further out into
this is a lot less truckloads than bringing this in.
Yes, sir, it is.
Unbelievable.
So, what can we do as far as pushing for future concerns that we're seeing currently and that we're projecting to see out in the future, that we can use our previous research to push and make other protective type decisions for those soldiers to keep them safe and get them to the fight.
And it's not just metal structures.
No, sir.
It's concrete. It's everything. If
Yes,
we've
sir.
got a problem, you all are the ones that we go to for really highly technical analysis of current structures and whether they're going to withstand.
Future bunkers and construction, large-scale construction work that are going across the DoD, they come to us and we help write those requirements out there so that they know how to build those structures to protect against the threats today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
So
that is our push there.
this is part of what's coming. What else do you see out there that soldiers kind of need to be watching, because it's coming to a battlefield near you?
So, and that's a good way to go and look at this in some of our projection work. We've done some testing with our IRB, Improved Ribbon Bridge, and what can we do as far as getting the current tanks and the current heavy weight of those vehicles to the fight. What can those things do?
Major issue in the Army
Yes,
right
sir.
now is we
Gap
continue, as we start thinking about now full-scale combat operations anywhere in the world, and there's always going to be rivers that we've got to get over. We continue to modernize our tanks. They're getting heavier because weapons are becoming more lethal, but suddenly we find that our IRB is now stretched to the limit in terms of its ability to get the force across. But you guys are now looking at how we can make it even better in terms of handling the load.
Correct. And then looking at forward thinking of how do we see, considering now we're looking at the fact that you can't hide that bridging operation anymore. So how can we've got a new SART coming up that will allow us to look at dispersed operations, getting gap crossing capabilities, gap crossing survivability, where we're enabling this type of technology and others to make sure that not only the equipment but the soldiers are safer while they're doing the crossing and maintaining that crossing in multiple locations or however it's needed to get to the troops to the fight.
Yeah, so all the way from base construction on making our bases more survivable to now pointing the spear, we're trying to get forces across the river.
Absolutely, sir.
Really amazing. And structures is everything, right? In the engineering world.
It is.
So in your opinion, you really are Erdc. The rest of them.
Oh no, well, we could not do without our partnership across the board there. We partnership with every one of our labs to build bridges and to make sure that not just literal bridges, but partnership bridges, because the expertise in each of our labs allows us to be able to do the research that we are.
Okay, and where's GSL located at?
Is Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Vicksburg, Mississippi. Hey, Matt, Lee, thanks very much. Hey, thanks very much. Let's go on down here.